We begin tonight with the ObamaCare website, healthcare.gov, which continues to put consumers' information at risk a year after its rollout. The Government Accountability Office saying the website is still riddled with security flaws. All of this just 2 weeks after hackers accessed part of the site and inserted malware. Here to help, Paul Howard, a scholar at the Manhattan Institute, and Adam Levin, the co-founder of Identity Theft 911. Welcome to you both. Adam, I'll speak to you first. So the GAO, independent group, right? They are saying there is sensitive, confidential information at risk here, serious vulnerabilities. This is a year after the rollout. How can this be happening now?
Oh, I think this is a continuous process. This is a work in progress. There will always be security issues, as you and I have talked about over and over again about in the private sector. There are vulnerabilities that pop up. There are questions on the site about the length and strength of passwords, about internet access, about whether or not there's an alternate site if the main site were to go down. But this is an incredibly complex system. You're talking about federal agencies talking to federal agencies, talking to other federal exchanges, talking to state exchanges, talking to contractors, talking to agents and insurers. Very, very complex. Still
problems. And Paul, to you, why are we having such problems with this? The rollout, a disaster last year, so many problems then. Why is it still not working right?
Well, it all goes back to the management of the website by the Obama administration. So you had poor management that led to a poor rollout. And if you're behind the eight ball to start with, as Adam said, the world's most complex IT project, you continue to be behind the eight ball now. I think one of the things that was really most interesting about this, HHS knew that it had security problems when it launched anyway, and GAO said they have yet to do an end-to-end security assessment of the entire healthcare.gov website.
You know, it's worth underlining that, because I don't think most people understand that they rolled this website out knowing there were problems with it, and even now a year later they say it's okay to use. But Adam, to you, would you use this website?
Well, you know, this is the website that exists. There are questions about it.
It's the website that exists, but your personal information isn't.
No, I know, but you know the problem? We're digitizing medical information all over the country right now. There are federal incentive programs under high-tech, and the problem is that even with private digitized medical systems, there are flaws. This, unfortunately, is a work in progress. It's going to take a while. But yes, part of how we get this right is continuing assessments, continue monitoring, continue evolution of security protocols, and contractors and government talking.
Well, we got a long way to go. Paul, to you. We've paid almost $1 billion for this website as taxpayers. There's multiple ways of being angry about this, that you can't use the website, that your personal information is compromised, and then as a taxpayer, I'm still paying for this darn thing. It doesn't work. The outrage here, it's just astonishing to me. It's not, you don't even have to talk about the services under Obamacare. You can just still talk about the website.
You know, look, I think there was also a poor decision, or let's say a government-centered decision to say we have to build this from scratch. There's ehealthinsurance.com that was out there.
Which works.
Which worked and worked very well. You had lots of companies that would have been happy to play in this space, and that might have actually increased security by diversifying the number of players in the field, so if you hacked one, you wouldn't get the others. So that would have been a private sector approach that would have perhaps increased security.
But we didn't go that way. Adam, 2 weeks ago, a hacker got in, started inserting malware. So here we are all over again. And I know a lot of people think, well, you know, they say, Gerri, there are problems with all websites, Target, Home Depot. Of course, the government's website is going to be bad, too. But to me, that's not a very satisfying answer. These problems should be fixed.
Oh, no, they must be fixed. And the GAO even said that on a number of fronts that CMS was getting it right. They just had a lot more work to do. But this has been a historical problem with the entire federal government through many this is not even a red state, blue state issue anymore.
No.
When it comes to this stuff, we're in a state of emergency.
We're in a state of emergency.
We've got to get it better.
Absolutely right. You know, open enrollment for Obamacare starts in less than 2 months. I believe almost exactly 2 months. Paul, to you, they're delaying it after the election. Why?
Because it's going to be another mess. So you know, as we know, a number of insurers are increasing rates, and you know, the president has said, look, you can auto-enroll. You can just auto-enroll in the plan you had last year. The problem is that your plan that you're in, the cost might have gone up. It might no longer be the second cheapest silver plan. Your subsidies might change. The cost of your premiums would change.
So what I thought I had locked in, I don't?
You're going to have to go back to the website and do it all over again to make sure you've got the correct premium. Otherwise, you could be out of a significant amount of money.
Guys, you did a great job. Thank you so much. Paul and Adam, great job. Thank you.